Imagine a four-door luxury sedan that launches to 60 miles per hour faster than most dedicated sports cars. It removes the rear window completely, maps its environment to drive itself, and yet it costs less than a heavily optioned commuter car. The Avatr 12 is a mass-produced Chinese-built electric vehicle that is currently heading to North American roads. A 3.9-second sprint to 60 miles per hour is the kind of explosive, off-the-line speed you expect from purpose-built European track machines, not full-size luxury sedans carrying luggage for a long weekend. For over a century, the global auto industry operated on a fixed assumption. You look to Germany, maybe Japan, maybe America, but industries shift. What has been happening in the Chinese electric vehicle space is more like a pressure cooker that has been building heat for a long time and is now releasing everything at once. For a long time, Chinese cars followed a very familiar script. They were affordable, strictly functional, and rarely drew attention. What has happened in their electric vehicle sector over the past decade is a total reversal of that history. The Avatr 12 is a joint venture representing the combined engineering and financial weight of three distinct manufacturing giants, targeting the absolute top of the luxury market. First is Changan, one of China's most established automakers, providing the massive manufacturing infrastructure required to build vehicles at scale. Second is CATL, the company that currently dominates global supply chains by manufacturing the battery technology for a massive chunk of the world's electric vehicles. Finally, there is Huawei. The engineers who build flagship smartphones and telecom networks provided the responsive operating system and digital brain for the car. When raw manufacturing scale, battery dominance, and consumer software expertise unite, they create a mobile smart device engineered to challenge the established auto empires. How exactly does a company take the spec sheet of a six-figure European luxury vehicle and pack it into a vehicle at this price point? They do it by ignoring traditional design rules. In this visual comparison, the Avatr 12 stretches past 5,000 millimeters, making it longer than a BMW 5 Series. But instead of the upright stance of a traditional luxury sedan, it uses a low, sweeping fastback roofline to disguise its bulk. That unbroken curve continues to the tail, where designers eliminated the rear glass completely. You get a perfectly smooth architectural profile outside, while a high-definition camera system feeds the rear view directly into the cabin. That willingness to scrap old layouts is obvious inside. Instead of a standard instrument cluster, a single 35-inch continuous digital interface stretches nearly pillar to pillar, running Huawei's responsive operating system. The physical space matches the digital one. The seats offer heating, ventilation, and active massage functions. And because the wheelbase pushes past 3,000 millimeters, rear passengers get the immense legroom usually reserved for a long wheelbase executive car. These choices illustrate a pivot away from purely mechanical engineering toward user experience design. It makes the button-heavy dashboards of legacy German cars feel remarkably dated and compartmentalized. Under the floor sits a massive 94.5 kilowatt-hour battery paired with an 800-volt electrical architecture. That means the vehicle adds hundreds of kilometers of range in the time it takes to stop for coffee. This diagram illustrates the Huawei Advanced Driving System. By firing laser pulses from 4 separate LiDAR units, the car builds a precise, real-time 3D map, identifying every obstacle. With that intelligence watching the road, the system handles lane changes with the smoothness of a human co-pilot. Take that entire list: a quad LiDAR setup, an 800-volt charging architecture, a flagship OS, and an executive luxury interior. If a European or American automaker assembled this package, the base price would likely start near $80,000 and easily cross 6 figures fully loaded. In its home market, the Avatr 12 starts at the equivalent of roughly $37,000. For the absolute top-tier, fully loaded model, the price tag sits around $59,000. The final North American sticker price will be higher, but the manufacturing reality stands. Delivering this tech for such a low base cost forces a rethink of what a luxury car should offer at any price point. This leads to a specific question. How did new manufacturers match the engineering standards of legacy brands in such a short window of time? It comes down to the EV reset. When the core physical architecture of a vehicle shifted from a combustion engine to a battery pack, the institutional knowledge required to build perfect mechanical engines did not transfer over. Traditional legacy brands are weighed down by existing infrastructure, the need to protect their current combustion model lines, and entrenched corporate rules that slow down software development. New entrants possess a clean slate advantage. With zero legacy costs to absorb, they have the freedom to build a digital-first platform. Their cars improve over time via over-the-air updates, functioning more like consumer technology than a machine. The Avatr 12 is not an isolated experiment. It is the sharp end of an aggressive, highly funded wave of engineering ambition flowing out of the Chinese auto sector. It presents a direct, realized threat to the historic leaders of the premium market, forcing buyers to weigh the actual value of a legacy badge. If the Avatr 12 landed in your local market tomorrow at a highly competitive price, would you abandon your loyalty to Tesla, BMW, or Mercedes to drive one? Let us know your answer in the comments. And if you want to follow more deep dives into the technologies rewriting global industries, hit the subscribe button.